peace through law. During the Cold War years, faced with the threat of a nuclear holocaust, a few good men set in motion a singular initiative in favor of peace. It was July 1957 when, on the occasion of a gala hosted in London in honor of the American Bar Association, its president, Charles Rhine, the Chief Justice of the United States, Earl Warren, and Sir Winston Churchill agreed to create a program to promote world peace through law, the rule of law against the use of force. It's at that moment they decided to launch what would later be called the World Jurist Association. Years later, in 1963, Charles Rhine and Earl Warren, in their tireless struggle for human rights, inaugurated in Greece the first World Congress of Law. Numerous presidents of Supreme and Constitutional Courts from different countries throughout the world, general attorneys, egregious lawyers, and eminent professors, a group of more than 3,000 jurists centered around a single purpose, defined by President Kennedy in his message to the Assembly. It gives me great pleasure to send greetings to the First World Conference on World Peace through the Rule of Law. This conference represents 5 years of effort and brings together lawyers and judges from overseas from 100 countries in the attempt to develop and strengthen the legal machinery that must form the basis for peaceful relations among all nations. 2 years later, Lyndon B. Johnson inaugurated the Second World Congress in Washington, whose organizing committee was chaired by Presidents Truman and Eisenhower. 25 more assemblies of this kind, organized by the World Jurist Association, have taken place since then in various countries worldwide. Thousands of men and women united in this formidable association to promote peace through law throughout the world. 3 world statesmen were also honored years ago with the World Peace and Liberty Award. Sir Winston Churchill, René Cassin, father of the UN Declaration of Human Rights, and Nelson Mandela. In Madrid, within the framework of the 26th World Law Congress, the largest association of jurists in the world, King Felipe VI of Spain is awarded the World Peace and Liberty Award for his defense of democratic and constitutional values that has presided over the 40 years of greater freedom and prosperity throughout the history of his country. The gesture represents an explicit recognition of the democratic institutions of his country for their commitment to the rule of law and the separation of powers. In short, with freedom and justice.
In February 2020, the World Jurist Association and the World Law Foundation, chaired by Javier Cremades, present the World Peace and Liberty Award to US Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, recognizing her laudable advocacy of gender equality and civil rights throughout her professional life, as well as having founded the Women's Rights section within the American Civil Liberties Union. Justice Ginsburg has been a visionary and strategic leader in ensuring that equality, equity, and the rule of law do not remain in a theoretical realm, but that they positively impact social institutions and people's lives. Upon the passing of the US Supreme Court Associate Justice, the World Jurist Association, along with Professor Jane Ginsburg, decided to confer the Ruth Bader Ginsburg Medals of Honor to female jurists who have promoted the rule of law and gender equality throughout their careers. Awardees were appointed by a distinguished jury chaired by Justice Ginsburg's daughter. This World Jurist Association recognition has been presented for the first time by His Majesty King Felipe VI of Spain to Christine Lagarde, President of the European Bank, Gillian Triggs, UN Assistant Secretary General for Refugees, Luz Ibañez, Vice President of the International Criminal Court, Maite Oronoff, President of the Supreme Court of Puerto Rico, Navi Pillay, Judge Ad Hoc of the International Court of Justice, The Hague, Rosario Silva de la Puerta, Vice President of the Court of Justice of the European Union, Sujata Manohar, former Judge of the Supreme Court of India, and Young Hae Kim, former Permanent Commissioner of the National Human Rights Commission of Korea.
La élite judicial internacional ha homenajeado en Madrid a la juez del Tribunal Supremo de Estados Unidos, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
El rey ha participado hoy en Madrid en el Congreso de la Asociación Mundial de Juristas.